I love the show Indian Matchmaker on Netflix. I've seen every season. I'm all about Auntie Sima, and I'm going to get into the points that I appreciate about the show and all that. But one thing that does bother me is that Auntie Sima often says to contestants and the audience, you can't get 100% of what you want, you can only get 70%. Sorry for the horrible Indian accent. I just love the way it sounds. I'm here to tell you, you ain't gotta settle for less. I'm sorry, Auntie Sima. Sorry, Auntie. But I don't agree. I don't agree. You can't get everything you want. I am living proof. I was a person extremely desperate for a very long time, always in the wrong relationship, it would seem, and I turned things around and managed to manifest my dream relationship, my dream partner. You don't have to settle for less. You can manifest the right relationship. I would argue, and I will explain, that you are always manifesting the right relationship. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share with you some of my secrets, some of the key things that I finally understood and practiced that changed everything and got me to where I am right now, in a very happy, super healthy relationship with my mirror, my perfect match. I'm even gonna tell you like just how perfect this match is, so you can see, like, it's as if he's like a tailored suit. It fits perfectly. Hey there, thanks for joining. I am M. Angel, a law of attraction coach and artist, and I can say that again because this summer I took a break from everything. It was super good, super important. I manifested a free vacation again. Thank you, family. And I reconnected with my artistic side. So what you see behind me are a few of the artsies, a few of the things that I'm curating a collection for a boutique art store, whatever, I don't know what you call it. Let's just say a boutique in Cameroon right now. But I am based in Paris, France, and I do ship my art pieces out well. So if you want some, get some. And this one is Girl by Waterfall. I'm just so proud of the works that I've been putting out, so I wanted to share it with you before we get into what you actually came for. Now that that's over, shameless plugs. Yes, let's talk Indian Matchmaker. Oh, I just love the love that they portray. I think that there's a very positive energy on the screen. Every contestant has a good heart, and they really pick their cast and the contestants really well. I think it's interesting because the more I've learned about relationship and reading people and reading energy, I can really see the people who have blockages. They talk about it. It's not like it's not obvious. I think the show also makes it obvious for the viewer to see who has some issues when it comes to love, who isn't ready to receive. I do appreciate seeing the positive side of Indian culture. You know, every culture has pros and cons, obviously, and I really love the focus on family and community and closeness and communication. And it's really interesting to see new generation Indians, second generation, third generation Indians, those who live abroad versus first generations, first gens, you know, and just the evolution in mentality, in culture, in just a lot of differences. You know, how the youngins have more demands and they want more fun and more partnership and they want a best friend in their relationship, whereas old gen is like,
You want someone to pay the bills with you, okay? You want someone that's gonna be able to feed your kids. That's all you want, is a provider.
and new gen is like, I want to have fun and be with my best friend. And Auntie Seema's in the middle of this like, no, you cannot have best friend. That is a blessing. That is something you build with time. I do think that there is a huge value in having the people you love be part of the process in vetting a partner. In my own dating experiences, when you're dating, you are way too close. It's like you are nose up on a painting, basically. You don't see the bigger picture. And having somebody behind you, that sees the painting, can be like,
Bro, you need to step back because you're seeing a very small part that you like in this painting, but we're seeing the bigger picture here and we're not seeing it match with your aesthetic, with your vibe, with your style.
I see it over and over again now, especially being older and more mature and less like,
I get to choose who I want to be with and I don't care what anybody else says.
well, actually, I learned to be like, oh, you know what? The first and only super important person who needs to approve of my relationships is my sister, because she knows me by heart. She knows my heart. She knows my energy. She knows my vibe. She knows who I am. And obviously, because she loves me, she knows what I deserve. And if she approves of my partner, then we're good. And every guy I've dated, most guys I've dated, she has not approved of. I still went forward. I learned that she was right. and I'm finally in a relationship with somebody that she approves of, and she says, you guys are such a match. It's incredible. You are perfect for one another. You are like the same. It's crazy. It's beautiful. This new generation of doing everything alone and Tindering and swiping and going out there and disconnecting from values, traditional values, where Gen Z is just flipping everything on its head, which is great and it's wonderful to explore. And maybe you don't want to fit into tradition or do things like they used to do, but, don't throw away the baby in the bathwater is what I want to say. There are a lot of things that people did before that was very valuable. It's funny. I feel like nowadays we're actually in this era where we're going back to the old way of doing things because there's been a lot of deviation from good habits and good things like, eating organic and growing your own food and all these things, going back to basics. But there's also this shift in like not having a conventional relationship, not being monogamous. It's fine, exploration is important and it's part of societal building and evolution. However, I think, as much as there is some room to explore, it doesn't mean that everything that used to be is bad. It's just like context. Let's say you just want to have fun. Yeah, you don't really need your parents and your network to approve of who you're dating if you're not really trying to build something. But if you want to build something stable and serious and long term, it could be very valuable. It's just an asset. It's like, why wouldn't you put all the cards in your favor, like put all the chips on your table? Using these people around you as a source of feedback is invaluable, because they can see things energetically, intuitively. A lot of people don't even know it, but they're connected, especially people who love you, they're connected to their intuition, and they'll just be like,
I don't like him for you. I don't know why.
That's enough. Trust and believe. That's enough to know that there's something wrong. So anyhow, that's a little bit of a first part there that I wanted to comment upon. What I really appreciated is seeing friends and family weigh in on people's dating habits. I mean, they even do it on The Bachelor. It's not a new thing. You do have to meet the family at some point and they get to weigh in. So it's not a new concept. I just love that it's always been part of Indian society. And you could argue it's been part of maybe all societies back in the day. You'd have to pass through the parents and the family before you get to the partner. It's just feels more like it's anchored in certain cultures over others, or other cultures. Some cultures have just evolved past it sooner and have strayed from that tradition. Especially in the West, I would say. But one tradition I think we should stray from is the traditional belief that you have to settle for less if you want to be happy and have a functional long-term relationship. Okay, maybe you have to settle for less if you want a long-term relationship. Maybe you just settle for someone who can provide. But if you want a happy relationship, happy and long-term aren't the same, bro. And I've learned this, like taking advice from people in relationships, you gotta mind who you take your advice from because they're giving you what they did. And if you don't like their results, take what they say with a grain of salt, especially if they're not aware of their results. If they're just like,
la la la, I'm unhappy, but I don't even realize it. But I'm gonna tell you to do what I did because that's all I know.
No thanks.
I'm gonna stick to what I feel is right for me and what my intuition is telling me because God has got me and the universe knows what's good for me. So I'm speaking from I want happy and long term. Some people say you can only have one or the other. I'm here to say it's not true. You can have both. Sorry, Auntie Sima. I strongly believe you can have both because I'm experiencing it right now. Now, I haven't been with my partner for 40 years yet, but it's been the 1 year, 1.5 of knowing each other, 1 year of officially being together, of pure happiness, healthiness, communication, laughter, everything I've ever wanted in a relationship. I'm experiencing it. I've never had such a balanced relationship in my life. So I'm here to tell you, bro, you can. It's possible. People have told me that I shouldn't be dating, that I should take some time to be single and to work on myself. And I was just like, y'all don't understand. I can't. It's like you're really thirsty and people are telling you,
don't be thirsty. Just sit down and don't think about water.
And all you can think about is the fact that you are parched, you are dying. That's how I felt, okay? That's how I was so malnourished when it comes to emotional attention and love. I was just a dried up fruit, a dried up flower, and just thirsting for a relationship, because that's where I believed I would get what I wanted, which was love and fulfillment and just feeling good, feeling loved, especially just filling my cup up with love and attention. Trust and believe, I admired people who could not be in a relationship, who were happily single. The concept was so foreign to me because since I can remember, since being in grade school, I can remember wanting a boyfriend. So this was a lifelong pursuit, bro. So me going from desperate Diana to happy Hillary, it was a journey. I'll tell you what I did and the key points that maybe can help you if you are on that journey. But it's like every time I doubt in the magic of the universe, the power of law of attraction, manifesting, I just think about my relationship. I just remember, like, look at the partner you've manifested. Look at the relationship you literally wrote like a script. And you're experiencing it. You have it. You are living it. So girl, it's possible. I see people around me. There's a lot of divorces and breakups happening, and they're couples where I'm like, shocked, not shocked, because I could tell it was a mismatch from the get-go. And I didn't see those things before, but I learned to understand and see and especially feel a mismatch in a relationship. That's another video I could do on how to spot a good match and a mismatch. You know, there are some things you can look out for and you can just tell. Honestly, just intuition will tell you, but yeah, I got to that point and I was not that girl before. So I'm really proud actually of my journey. It's been a very huge transformation. So just to inspire you, I'm gonna start off by listing some of the things I have in common with my partner, because I manifested my dream relationship, which is the most important part, and I'll get back to that. But I also, in that dream relationship, manifested my mirror. We have so much in common. Like I say, we are tailor-made for one another, but it's in the little ways that like, I thought I was the only person on earth who did this or who acted like this or who thinks like this, and you find your match. Obviously, that's only great if you love who you are. So I had to get to that place where I really loved myself so I could manifest myself and just be so happy that there's two of me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna list a few things off so you get an idea. We both love to sing in karaoke. Didn't know I could find that in a man. You'll say there's a lot of guys like that out there, but we also both wanted to join a choir. We both love to cook, and he is an amazing cook. I've always been told that I'm really good at cooking. He's the same. He's the cook of his friends and his circles. We both love hosting and bringing people together. We both love making lists. I love making lists. Things I gotta do, places to shop, favorite destinations, places to get clothes in Paris. Like, I have so many lists on lists on lists. He's the same. I was like, oh my God, someone else who loves lists as much as I do. We both travel with earphone splitters. I am the only person I've known that has a pair of earphone splitters in my purse, because I thought, in case I'm traveling with someone and we want to both listen to something. Homeboy had some too. I was like, okay, this is one I know. This is a match made in heaven. We both travel with a little pouch with like an external battery, power chargers and things like that. We both get up to pee at night and drink water at night, and almost like at the same time. So it's funny because we have the same schedule. We get up and we go to the bathroom together. It's like going on trips together. It's insane. It is weird. We both used to be people pleasers, so that means we both currently appreciate making our partners happy. We're both sensitive in the same ways. We're both very curious and love to learn about the same things. Because you can be curious. Like, one of my partners was more into sports, so he was diving into everything that's sports. That doesn't interest me at all. But we have the same kind of curiosity, which makes it so fun because we can share things and actually appreciate what the other one is saying. We are both artists. Like, he used to paint and draw as a kid. I would paint and draw as a kid. So we have a whole bunch of artistic endeavors that we want to undertake together. I can share my passion with him. We both appreciate board games. It's like my dream is to hang out with friends and play board games instead of like drinking like most people do, which I find very uninteresting. We both love puzzles. That's not a thing I know many people to love. We both have a tendency to stack mail and then open it like months later. We both take iron supplements because we have iron deficiency. Like, that is so cute to have that in common. We have the same interior design aesthetic, which is amazing. He bought a home that we are going to live in. When we were talking about interior design, it was such a relief to show him, because I'm really attached to how things look. It was such a relief to show him what I would like to live in, and he was on board. He was like, I love it. So I was like, oh, yeah. So we have the same aesthetic sensibilities. Amazing. Oh, he's such a good writer. He's creative. We have the same sense of humor. For me, that was like number one most important thing. Same sense of humor. Both writers. I correct his English texts. He corrects my French texts. It's amazing. We both love a good nap. We both appreciate plants and flowers. We are both romantic in the same way. We both love movies. Like, I could go on and on and on, and this list, if I could show you, there's like, I didn't number it, but there's at least 50 points of little weird things that we have in common. They're not all weird, but I mean, they're pretty specific. When I say you can manifest your twin, if that's what you want, you can do it. I really thought that I was this odd puzzle piece that fits with nobody out there, and I found my match. So I hope that inspires you a bit. So the question is, how did I get here? How did I get to this stage? How did I manifest this person? How did we meet? And all that. Well, the story of us meeting, I'm going to do in a separate video, because that's a whole story and a beautiful one in and of itself. The journey from my childhood, my insecurities, changing, working on myself, allowing myself to receive, knowing what I want, finally switching and clicking into place, and then bam, meeting him in a way I didn't expect and I didn't necessarily want, but in the end there were perfect elements to the meeting. So it's what I want, it's what I needed. So in this video, I'm just going to go over a few things really surface wise, because I think I'm really going to do a series. And if you're interested, you liking this video and commenting lets me know you want this content, and I'll keep going and sharing more in depth on each point of how you can manifest your dream partner. But I just need to know that it's something you're interested in. First point, you get what you ask for. Yes. It sounds obvious and like...
Yeah. So what does that mean?
I would hear this key sentence.
I'm so frustrated with my relationships and what I'm dating. I don't ask for much. Just a decent guy who will call me back.
I don't ask for much.
I don't ask for much.
Guess what, honey? That's what you're putting out into the universe. I know I was there. I don't ask for much. It's key to I don't believe I can get much. I've stopped believing in there is a good guy out there because I've seen just the opposite so often. So your energy is low. You're not pulling in the heavy hitters. You're not pulling in the great guys because you're not asking for much. You gotta ask for much. Haven't you noticed them girls, them mean girls who have the sweetest guys who are like at their feet, buying them dinner, taking them everywhere, doing everything they want. And the girl is just like so entitled and doesn't even seem to appreciate the man that she has at her side. It's because she has that entitlement. She has that expectation that this is what I deserve. This is what I'm gonna get. You have to be mindful of what you're focusing on, which brings me to my next point. You got to know what you want. Number 2, know what you want when you are manifesting a partner. Because whatever it is you're focusing on, whatever it is you're visualizing, you're feeling, you are wanting, is what's going to show up. And if you don't know what you want, which a lot of us are out here dating without knowing, date. That is my advice to you, really. Do what feels comfortable. But my personal journey, I wouldn't have known what I wanted so specifically if it wasn't for all of the dates that I went on where I saw, I like this about this guy, I don't like this about them. I like this about the relationship, I don't like this about a relationship. Slowly but surely, I fleshed out what kind of relationship I want. You don't have to. Like I said, you have to follow your intuition because I'm giving you my boilerplate tips on what worked for me, but the universe knows your journey. Your journey is not going to look like mine. If you know,
if I go out there and date, I'm going to get disappointed. It's going to muck up my energy. I'm just going to focus on all the wrong things.
Don't date. That's good. You know yourself enough to know you're going to get distracted by all the bad experiences and you're not going to manifest the good. Because when you focus on the bad, you're going to keep pulling in like a magnet bad experiences. If you're going to go out there and date just for the fun of it, just to appreciate, just to learn more without being attached to the outcome, then I would say date. Also remember that when you're dating, take what you learn about yourself from the dating experiences, not the other person, because that's also a huge mistake that a lot of us make. I made it all the time until I really actively did the opposite, because I was also big into, self-development. So I learned that you have to look at a relationship and see what it says about you. But we spend a lot of time complaining about our partners. Oh, he did that, she did this, she said that, he did this. It doesn't matter. You're the one dating them. So what does it say about you? What does it say about what you're attracting? What does it say about what you accept? What does it say about your boundaries? What does it say about what you're comfortable with accepting? What does it say about how people are comfortable showing up in your space and treating you? What does it say about what you appreciate and what you value? Because if you're still with this person, there has to be something pulling you in. So what is it that you are hanging on to? And what is it that you actually want? It's like a well of information, dating, relationships, so much information about you. I implore you and I invite you to turn the looking glass inward. And instead of focusing on all of your negative exes, focus on you in those relationships. And how did you get there? Why were you still dating these people that you were complaining about? And one thing that really helped me understand this was when I made a friend, I guess, and she was maybe the first balanced person I've ever met who had so much self-confidence, emotional maturity, and she was like 10 years younger than me. Happy, healthy family home. So she was raised in a healthy environment. And I saw her comfortably single, dating because she wants to spend her time with somebody and go out on dates and stuff. Had one bad date and decided,
It's not for me. I'm just going to, hang out with myself until I meet somebody, and that's fine.
she wasn't out there swiping every day like I was at the time, where I get to zero on, like, to bottom of Tinder, where Tinder's like,
I'm sorry, girl. I given you 2,000 people and you didn't like nan one of them. I ain't got nothing else for you.
where I had to adjust and compromise on my age range and distance range just to get more options because there was nothing out there for me. Yeah, she wasn't doing none of that. She was just comfortably single, happy, only focused on the right person, enjoying her time with friends, good time at work, focusing on her career and her projects, and just enjoying life. And I was like, wow. It's possible. I needed somebody from like Gen Z to teach me that it's possible. It's possible to be balanced and to let go, and not with anger and fury and disgust and drama. Just kindly, just let go.
It didn't work out. It's just not for me, so I let them know. It was really nice meeting you, but, I don't think we want the same things. Thanks.
Goodbye. That's it. Beautiful. That is the energy I wish for all of you. That is what I had to work up to. So that was point number 2, right? Knowing what you want. Point number 3, I'm going to flesh it out even more. It's about knowing how it feels. Number 3, know how you want to feel in your dream relationship. That was huge for me. Huge turning point. Because when I shifted my focus to that, well, it took a year to really focus on it, but a year almost to the date is when I met in person my dream partner. I had lists, because I told you I like lists. I had lists of what I want my partner, characteristics, physical, personality wise, lists, habits, all that stuff. I knew I had a very clear vision of what are deal breakers, what are must-haves, what are I'd like to have, all that. But I had never thought, what do I want my relationship to feel like? That opens up the door to, maybe you think you want a partner that's like super ambitious and very like work oriented, but in the relationship you want, actually that wouldn't serve you because they would never be around. That kind of personality type isn't the very emotional type. They're very work driven. They're very rational. They're very out there. They won't prioritize time together. You never know. This is just like an example. I still got my deal breakers. Like for me, bald is a deal breaker. For me, I know some girls, they want a bald man. They want a bearded man. Bald for me was a deal breaker. So I still got somebody. Let me tell you, this person, generations of men in his family, full set of hair until they are 90. Okay, I didn't think this was possible. I ain't never seen something like this. So I was like, God, you know your girl. You got me in the deepest way. Just saying, you can know exactly what you want on the superficial level. And you can have your deal breakers. That is allowed. Of course, you can have whatever you want is what I'm trying to say. But what's most important is the feeling in the relationship, because we tend to, when we date, focus on keeping the person and not focus on getting the relationship we want. You might like this guy or this girl because they pretty, they cute, they pay all your meals, whatever it is that's drawing you to this person. And then you do everything you can to keep them in your life because they've accepted to go on a date with you. I'm speaking for myself here. For past me, the despair of finally having somebody, if after it's taken so long to like somebody and find someone that it's a mutual interest, you bend over backwards wanting to keep that person and you completely forget, well, is this the relationship you want? I like this person and they're really cute and I like all these things, but they tend to be a liar. They tend to be unreliable. We don't really share the same sense of humor. My family don't like him. We want different things. We have different like future projects. I want kids, they don't, or the opposite. They are a pet person, I'm not. And I just don't feel safe in a relationship. I don't feel like I can open up to them about everything. I don't feel the romance that I would like to feel. I often feel lack of peace of mind because we have fights and stuff like that. We ignore how we feel in the relationship because we're so attached to the person. But when you can attach to how you feel, it is so much easier to detach from the person you're dating and seeing them as a vehicle for the relationship you want. And so you can say,
I dig you. There are a lot of things I like, but I'm not feeling this relationship.
and when I defined, I want to feel ecstatic, passion. I want to feel at ease. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel safe emotionally. I want to feel safe physically. I want to feel fun and excited. I want to feel happy to open up. It doesn't have to be a list of 10 million words, but you just need to know exactly what you want to feel in your relationship. And that, bro, that will open the doors. Especially if you don't know what you want your relationship to look like, just think about what you want it to feel like. Because I would say maybe hands down, 9 out of 10 times, most people know what they want a relationship to feel like, you know? Who doesn't want to feel safe in a relationship, you know? Who doesn't want to feel comfortable? Who doesn't want to feel like their mind is at peace? Feel. So I can't stress that enough. You got to flesh out how you want to feel. The fourth tip I can offer in this video, I've given you a lot. I hope you appreciate, and you can subscribe to your girl if you want some more. The fourth point I want to bring up is being okay without. Let me level with you. This one is the most important. This is the key to law of attraction, to manifesting, to getting what you want. Being okay without it. It sounds simple. It sounds easy. It sounds so on the surface like, okay, impossible to do for some people. A journey to get to. I'm telling you, it was a journey, but that's where I wanted to get to, and I got there. Finally. Part of it was working on it. Part of it was, Jesus take the wheel. Opening myself to the universe and being like, I want to be a girl that is okay with being single until I meet the right person. And like I said, on that journey was dating the wrong guys, getting fed up, working on myself so much that I was dating myself. I'm giving you so many tips here. Dating myself means I took myself out to eat. I took myself to the restaurant. I pleasured myself. I enjoyed my company so much that, sidebar, I know that I'm a Sagittarius, which I'm prone to being independent, so that also plays a part, but I'm just saying. So much I enjoyed my company that bringing somebody else into the equation, they better add value to my solo time, to my time, period. Or else I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want them in my space. Enjoy the dating experience without the date. That's where the game changed for me. It was like changing my taste buds. And I was no longer enjoying spending time with the guys who monologue, the guys who don't pay for the first date, the guys who don't have an interest in you where it's not a two-way conversation, the guys who just don't have similar interests. In my head, on a bad date, I got to the point where I was just thinking, I could be at home right now watching Love is Blind on Netflix. I could be at home right now watching The Bachelor. I could be at the movies right now eating a Chipotle and just living my best life. Eating my favorite sushi, in bed, warm, in PJs. I don't have to be here with you. When you get to that point where your time is precious, You are not going to give it to just anybody. And it was a process, obviously. First, my time was precious. I got so comfortable with myself and liking myself and getting rid of like physical insecurities, which, hunty, trust me, it's still a journey. But I got to a point where I was great. I got the ideal body I wanted. I manifested it naturally, didn't even work on it. It just happened. I had learned about this concept of dating like a man. Okay, I'm gonna go out there with this new body, this new mindset, this new appreciation of self, this new appreciation of time, and I'm no longer attached. Can I just tell you that that changed everything? Oh, my energy was no longer desperate. Finally took off the desperate cloak. Because I wasn't needing anyone anymore. I was enough. I was enough. I still wanted, mind you, let me make this clear. I still wanted the ideal relationship, but now I wasn't settling for less than the ideal relationship. It wasn't just, I'll date and make this work. No. I'll date, and if it works, it stays. If it doesn't, goodbye. And that's okay. And I remember that summer. It was last year. I was so different. I was dating so differently, and I was so proud of myself because I was that girl. I was that girl I always wanted to be. I'm sharing with you bits of the journey, but trust me, it's a journey. I didn't get from desperate to self-actualized overnight. There were many tears, many mistakes, many fallbacks, many calling the ex that is toxic that you should not be seeing, going back and forth with that person for way longer than I should, but I would care to admit. It was a journey, and I finally got to that place where I was just like, I am so excited about this single journey. Now that I'm comfortable in my skin, I appreciate myself, and I'm not attached to these guys, and I'm not going to settle for less. If I don't enjoy what you're bringing to my time, goodbye. I don't have to stay, and you don't have to stay either. And lo and behold, the moment I energetically was Lego of what I wanted, but still knew I want a relationship. Until then, I'm gonna have fun. That's when I meet my partner. That's when I meet my boyfriend. That was the beginning. It's insane. I was planning. It was so funny. I was finally planning to have hot girl, summer, spring, fall, winter. And the relationship that I've been dreaming about comes through. I was almost at the beginning like, oh man, damn it. Not now, really? Really? Isn't that how it always happens? For example, people who want kids and they are out there desperate for a baby, doing all kinds of IVF, throwing all kinds of money at the problem, and they never get pregnant. Then the moment they stop, they accept they're okay without it, not being attached to the outcome of life anymore. That's when they get pregnant. The pressure is off. The floodgates are open. The cat is off the rails. I have so many examples that I could share, so many metaphors. Finally, the universe can give you what you are wanting because you are receptive. I say it like it's simple because it can be. You just gotta accept that it's gonna be a journey. I don't know where you are in your journey right now. If you want, like I said, I'm a life coach. We could work together. I could give you my feedback on where I feel you are, and you could work with me to get where you want to get. There is no reason why I should be the only one out here, épanoui is the word in French, just super happy in her relationship and who manifested exactly what she wanted. I want everyone to have that. I really do. That's why I'm sharing this information. Because we all win when the energy of the world is balanced. There won't be no wars out here if people actually were happy at home. Come on now. All right, I'm going to stop here for this subject particularly. We can get back into it and talk about it more in other videos, but just want to recap a little bit how you're going to manifest your ideal partner. First of all, you have to know what you're putting out there. Are you saying, I don't ask for much? Or are you like, I am asking for the world and I know I'm going to get it and I will not settle for less? How committed are you to what you are asking for? That's one. Two, do you know what you're asking for? What are you actually focusing on? Are you focusing on all your negative experiences or are you focusing on all the good experiences? Do you know the kind of partner you are asking for? Look at your past relationships. How did you feel in them relationships? Because the universe responds to energy, and that's how you're going to manifest your dream relationship. It's going to feel great. It might not look like how you want it. It's even better if you don't know what you want it to look like. Make sure you feel like you deserve what you were asking for. Be entitled. Be that girl. Be that guy. Be it. Okay? Own it. Above all, don't be attached to the outcome. Stay loose, stay open, and be in a place where you are okay until you get that relationship. And that is when the universe gonna bug you and give you exactly what you want. So what did you think of everything I said? Please comment in the comment section below. I would love your feedback on the matter, on the subject matter, on Indian Matchmaker, or on just settling for less in general, or manifesting your ideal partner. If you have manifested your ideal partner, please share with the girls. We all need to know, and we need to help each other inspire one another to greater heights. I'm M Angel. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you liked what you heard, and subscribe to the channel for more content. I will see you in the next video. Ciao.